bago ka lang, bago kasi tama. May danger nga.
Yun nga yung worry ko doon para yung sinabi niya, sunod ko lang ng sunod without seeing kung ano yung ahead na
Paano pwede mangyari?
Kung sumusunod ka lang doon sa bilis ng agos, ano yung nagiging natin, basihan dyan? Tama ba yung sinusundan natin?
Hmm.
Yung mga changes.
Kasi kahit naman ng Panginoon Jesus, punta rito, revolutionary din siya eh. Kaya nga marami nagalit sa kanya kahit mga religyoso eh. Diba? Pero meron siyang basehan sa paraan niya ng pagkasabi. Kung sinabi niyang gigabayin ko ang templo at tapos 3 araw, itatayo ko ulit siya. Sabi ng mga tao, ano, posible yun. Revolutionary yun. Pero hindi niya sinabi, ito po sa templong building, kundi yung katawan niya. Eh kung yung templong building, imposible, mas imposible yung buhay. Kasi yung templong building, ako, nag-build ka eh. Pagkaya nag-iba yun, pwede pa naman eh. 3 araw, medyo imposible. Pero pwede, given the time. Pero yung buhay, hindi mo na mabalik yun. Revolutionary. Pero may pasensya. Kira ka na? So, maganda.
Kasi yung observation niya doon, yung, di ba, when he is, 12 years old ba yun? Di ba, nang sumasakay siya doon sa, kinumpernan niya yung mula ng panahon ng World War hanggang sa yung pagbabago ng lahat ng bagay.
Oo.
Dapat
pagbabago eh.
Oo. Ano yung tanggapin mo?
Monastery, ano bang ibig sabihin ng monastery?
Ano yun, di ba? Di ba, yung church na malaki yun, muna. Di ba yung
Mga monastery, para siyang lumang simbahan. Ginamit na yung salatang yun kasi letter M ang simula. So, ang ginamit niya, monuments, monasteries, moments, with Monet. Si Monet, painter siya ng romantic period. So, lumang paraan. Pero impressionistic yan, ha? Si Monet nung oras yun.
Kaya momentum.
Monet ang Monet ang spelling, pero ang pagbigkas Monet.
Pero iba rin yung ibig sabihin mo.
Ano na?
Iba rin yung ibig sabihin ng Monet.
Ano sabihin ng Monet? Ano kayo Monet? Yung sasos pagka malamig sa Baguio.
Monet. Short siguro to ng monasteries.
Hindi. Pangalan niya si Monet. Monet ang pangalan pag ano yan eh, painter, impressionist painter. Na pagka tumingin sa ano niya, yung paraan niya, hindi maintindihan ng mga tao kasi ano siya eh, impression lang eh, kapag kulay lang tapos gumagamit siya ng mga foam eh. Hindi siya nakita niyo yung mga work niya, sabi yung mga work niya. Medyo hindi naintindihan minsan eh. Ito, Monet. Pagka Monet lang si Claude na yan. For example, pagka nakita ng ganito, di ba? Yan, ganyan siya. Medyo may kalabuan, may impressionistic tawag yan sa art na yan. Hindi mo makita yung mukha ng babae, di ba? Hindi ka ibang painter, maliwanag. Balya, ito wala. Impression. Ano tanong mo pa sa dyan sa kanya?
Sino ba yung mas mabilis magbago? Yung tao ba o yung culture?
Ganun tanong yan.
Culture.
Ayon dyan sa binasa mo. Culture.
Dito kasi pinakita niya yung pagbabago ng ng mga kultura eh. Di ba? Nag-change na yung pero yung tao kailangan tanggapin yung pagbabago.
Kasi pagbabago ng kultura, tao din, no?
Oo.
Pero merong nagsisimula eh.
Parang sinisimula. As ano na yung simula?
Meron nagsisimula.
Ano ba?
Parang halos sabay na nagbabago rin eh. Kasi makikita mo ngayon yung dating mga lugar na luma, nire-renovate, nababago. Yung tao naman sumusunod din sa pagbabago eh.
Pero ang nagbabago ng culture yung tao.
Yun
Siya yung nagbabago.
So hindi kasi paano gagayahin ng tao yung nagbabago ng culture? O siya yung nagbabago sa ginagaya niya?
Lamang gano'n. Siya mas lamang na yung tao ang gumagawa ng pagbabago.
Ah.
Kasi siya man ang gumagawa ng mga bagay na gusto niyo mapaganda rin.
Oo.
Katulad ng pagbabago dyan ng mga napakabilis.
Bilis eh.
Oo.
So yung hindi mapigil ang bilis ng pagbabago dito yung tao.
Oo, paraan pa rin ang sabihin.
Sa
Maaari kasi sa church lang, di ba? Dati makikita mo walang drums, walang ano. Tapos ngayon, halos karamihan ng mga church na nakikita ko na dati wala, meron na eh. Yung sa West Avenue, yung Capitol, dati solemn na nung pumasok kami. Nung huli pumasok kami, nagkaroon kami ng seminar dyan.
Yan wala.
Mayroon na. Ano na nga eh.
Ang kultura kasi ano yun eh. Sabihin ko. Ang nagbabago ng kultura tao, ang gawi. Ang kultura ay gawi. Yung nakasanayan, nakagawian. Kaya nagiging kultura siya kasi yun yung tinanggap ng nakararami, tapos yun ang nakagawian. Yun. So,
Tinanggap na.
tinanggap yun. Tapos susunod na naman. So, tanong ngayon yan, sabi nga ni Earl McManus, dapat ang church ang nagsisimula nun. Yung sasabi niya. Pero church na uli. Naging monasteryo.
kaya kasi ang pinakita niya dyan yung pagbabago ng culture eh. Yung roller coaster dati sa bilis-bilis yung pagtakbo ng sasakyan kapag hindi ka ng seatbelt or hindi ka so yung lahat ng nangyayari sa paligid tapos sabay sinabi niya ang church
Yung church na.
pero kung ibabase mo yan sa Acts chapter 2 iba yung pagbilis ng pagbabago ng Acts chapter 2 yung
mga
tao
church.
yung
tao
tao
bago.
Tapos sinahalin tulad kayo siya dun sa sitwasyon ngayon na sometimes ang tao pag nasa loob ng church nabubuhaling pag ang tagal-tagal.
Parang nagbago ng
Yung pastor mag-preach
dati yung tanggap ng tao yung matagal eh.
ang equivalent na ang tagal ng preach sa Acts chapter 2 nagbebenta sila ng ari-arian. Di ba? Tatlong araw na kinig, tara, benta na lang natin.
Pero ngayon, mag-preach ka ng isang oras, mga isang oras kalate.
So, ang nagbago yung
eh.
So, ang ginagawa ng iba, nagiging programmable na. 40 minutes ka lang mag-preach.
Ganun lang.
Pagka
Sumubra.
11:30 na tayo, kailangan naka-closing prayer.
Meron church na kita
Kailangan
niya, pastor.
benediction na yan.
Kaya benediction.
Ginanyanan yung speaker.
Ayun.
Hindi, meron pa ng bell yan eh. Pag bell pa kayo.
Kagulat
Ito yan.
Lumampas lang ng isang oras.
Pagka ganon, na yun, nasa new generation na yun. So, ibig sabihin, sumabay siya sa pagbabago. Problema, yung nagbago, yung
Mga tao. Hindi pa nasa.
Siguro, baka dala rin ng panahon, ng sitwasyon ng pamumuhay.
Yun yan.
Kasi, bakit sila nagbago ng ganung sistema kung wala sila nakikita sa kapaligiran?
Yun nga yan eh. So, anong magiging take mo? Paano mo siya atakin kung ikaw yung church? Paano ka, hindi makikisabay, kundi dapat mangunguna ka eh. Mangunguna ka sa pagbabago, hindi ka makikisabay.
ang gumaya.
Oo, hindi ka gaya.
Pero meron kasi ako nakita ng church pastor na hindi talaga nag-compromise sila. Kahit na marami na nagbago sa paligid nila.
Ganun pa rin.
Yung katulad ng mga taga Bob Jones.
Ganun pa rin.
Parang ako napapansin ko sa kanila. Hindi sila sa mga taga Dawn Baptist Church.
Sa loob, no?
Hindi nagbago yung loob.
Sa labas.
Ayun lang.
Sa labas. Iba yan sa labas. Kanina lang sa, nanonood ako ng umaga nun yung naghahanap ng trabaho sa DJS, yung job opportunities, di ba? Si Emil Rainier, ito yung naghahanap ng job opportunities, naghahanap ng engineer, ganito. Tawagan nyo, namin ganyan. Tapos binagit yung Gospel Light Christian Academy. Ang Gospel Light Christian Academy po, yan ang bago yun sila. Again siya, ano ba hinaharap nila? Naghahanap ng mga estudyante. Mga estudyante na papasok sa eskwela nila. So kung estudyante po kayo at doon sa sa Bible school nila, na kapag interesado po kayo sa pag-aaral ng ay tawagin po itong number na to. At ang kailangan na requirement ay born again Christian, yung mag-aaral doon. Tapos naisip ko, I'm sorry, hindi pala estudyante yung hinahanap nila. Ang naghanap ng estudyante, BSOP, yung sa biblical, katabi ng Phoebias, katabi ng Chinese yun. Naghanap ng estudyante. Itong just pala, naghanap ng teacher. Sabi, born again Christian daw ang requirement. Yun lang ang requirement ng born again Christian. Naalala ko, yung si Ferdy Medina, yung guitarist rin sa Hillcrest ng araw. Nag-apply ng teacher dyan. Hindi lang born again na anak, yung kabaptist pala. Sabi, Hillcrest po ako. Hindi kayo baptist, kayo pa kayo baptist eh. So, kanina nag-aanap sila, born again, Christian na requirement, born again na lang. Hindi sabi, basta yung baptist, yung basta, walang gano'n, born again Christian lang. So, hindi ko alam kung pwede na sa kanila ngayon yun, baka, malay mo.
Baka nagbago na rin yung
Baka nagbago na, hindi lang basta baptist. Basta born again ka, Christiana ka, pwede ka na magturo dyan.
Kami, kami dyan eh. Dinis fellowship kami dyan na pastor eh.
Dahil
may drums kami.
ayun. Baka nagbago na ngayon si Pastor Gilbert, magtanong ka doon. Malay mo.
Hindi na si ngayon dyan.
Dahil nakikipag-fellowship kami dyan eh. Travis Land. Kay Pastor...
Kailan pa yan? Anong taon? 2000 ano?
Pastor Vic lang.
Wala si Pastor Vic yan.
Pastor Vic, yes.
Adyan
nasa niya ba?
Wala akong chat eh.
Wala pa?
Kaya
Baka nahuli lang.
9.
Baka nahuli lang. Mabul, sana. Anong taon yan? Anong taon?
2013.
13.
Oo.
Baka nga yung mga panahon na yan eh. Mga 2013 din yung si Ferdy Medina, yung gitarista rito dati. Yung ang plan na magturo ng gitar dyan sa academy. Yung may bio-data siya na sabi Hillcrest. Kaya iba kayong Baptist, hindi pwede. Malay mo nagbago na yan kasi kanina hinarap sa DJS, born again Christian na lang eh. Hindi nila sinabing kailangan Baptist din.
Kasi ang nila, observe sila kapag hindi ka na ng team nuts.
Yan.
Bago ka na ng
Yan.
compromiser ka na.
Professor ka. Noon, ganyan sila eh. Hindi ko alam kung ganyan pa rin sila ngayon. Malay mo.
Nagbago na rin. Kasi may...
kahapon, yung nag-preach sa akin dito, si Pastor Jer Gaetano, yung taga-Gimaras. Nakita mo siya, di ba? Gimaras. Gimaras. Nandiyan. Ang sabi sa akin kahapon, si Manny Pacquiao daw, Senator Manny Pacquiao, nasa Iloilo Baptist Church sa Linggo. Iloilo Baptist Church sa Linggo. Sino Iloilo Baptist Church? Si Rick Martin. Si Rick Martin? Fundamental yun.
Mga galing ng dome na tayo.
Yan. Bawal sa kanila. Hindi. Dumimo rin sa amin yun. Noong araw. Mas fundamental pa sa atin yun. Ngayon, tinatanggap na si Senator Manny Pacquiao. Sabi ni Adiel, sa Linggo pupunta ka siya eh. 750 tickets lang yung libre naman ticket eh. Pero kailangan makakuha ng ticket para makapasok. Sabi niya, kailan pa naging gano'n ay Iloilo Baptist Church? Dati hindi yung ticket ka sa simbahan. Hindi nagagaya niya, pero pag nagagaya sa so, but sa top, ano mo yun?
Nag-import na.
Oo. So, masama ba yun? Ewan natin. Di ba? Ibig sabihin lang, yun ang context lang yun. So, dito muna kayo. Wala pa naman si Pastor Vic eh. Ano po ang masasabi ni Pastor Rodi? Hindi makakapasok yun eh.
Ano po?
Nasa dengue yung apo niya. Delikado.
Namiss ka namin, hindi dito muna.
Hindi naman ako yung biscuit.
Hindi ka daw namiss.
Gusto pa.
Lagi naman kayo magkasama eh.
Daddy Cesar na kami sa
Araw-araw yata kayo
Sige,
magkikita
sige
eh.
na na.
Kaya hindi ka namin si
Sige ko na
Pastor.
sinabi, kaya pumasok
Napansin mo ba yung lipstick niya?
Bulang-bula.
Ano pala niya, secret, yung salamin nandito, hindi siya yun. Para mamayat, sabi ko rin kay Kuya Jimmy, gano'n ang gawin.
Papapayat ba
Oo, ba yun?
Oo.
Baka ilo naman.
Sige, gawin mo ha.
Si Nanay Pastor. First time nabita? First time. 2009 pa. 2008 pa. Magkakilala kami. No? 8 pa. Tapos, apo.
Sa pram.
Silang magnobyo. Magnobyo pa lang kayo, di ba? Ay, upo. Silang magnobyo. Kumanta kami sa Bread of Life ni Butch Conde. Yung sa church siya, hinaram nila. Crossroads. Ito, silang magnobyo ang naging daan kung ba't kami nakakanta doon. Anniversary, 5th anniversary ng kanila networking na pampagaling ng lahat ng sakit.
Ano yun?
Ano lang yun? Momentum. Hindi,
Living
binas.
power po dati yun.
Ah,
Ngayon,
power.
power herbs.
Power.
Power.
Pinakanta kami sa anniversary 2009. First time namin kumanta, the Church of Butch Conde. Dahil sa kanila ako love you. Break na sila ngayon. Anyway,
Yun.
so, ang pinag-usapan nandito, yung bilis ng kilos ng church. Ang pilagi ko, ang pinaka-moral doon sa binasa mo, kailangan ang church ang nangunguna ng changes.
So dapat may planner po yan, Pastor. May planner na talagang nag-i-initiate kung ano yung maganda.
Alam mo, ang ganda kasi sa church, hindi mo pinaplano eh. Ang pagkilos ng banal na spirito, nung nakaraan, hanggang ngayon ganoon pa rin. Pero kasi, ang naging problema ng church, sasabihin ni Oring malas siya sa bandang dulo nung binasa mo kasi pinastop lang kita kasi maganda yung discussion natin. Ang naging problema ng church, hindi na tayo naghahanap ng ano pa yung binibigay sa akin bilang pastor o lagyan mo na bilang businessman o bilang teacher, hindi na yun ang iniisip natin. Ngayon, ikinukumpara na natin yung trabaho natin, mapapastor ka, businessman, teacher, politiko. Ano, saan mo kinukumpara ang trabaho mo? Sa ibang businessman, sa ibang pastor, sa ibang teacher, sa ibang politiko. Kaya ngayon, nagkahawahan tong mga linisan ng tindahan sa tabi-tabi dahil kay Isko Moreno eh. Di ba? Mabuti yung mga no parking sa amin dito dati.
Mindoro, ha?
Okay, Mindoro. Opo to.
5,000 ngayon.
Oh, kita.
Probinsya pa naman.
Sa nainis siya.
Pero mamalengke ako.
Yeah.
Walang parking. Eh, di sabi ko siya dito.
Nationwide.
Sasakyan.
Oh.
Pag-uwi ko,
Clan.
tarang-tang siya.
Oh.
Alis na ko, titikita mo ako dito. Ha? Ano ba siya? Hindi nakalimutan ko eh. Magkagata ako ng dalag eh.
Yung sarap na luto no.
Ate,
Sarap.
mamadali ko. Teka, sige. Ikaw bumili ng dalag. Subukan ko lang.
Sariwan na lang. O tapos.
Ko doon.
Oh.
Pero sabi, pwede pa ako rito. Oh.
Paalam ka. Oh. Sabi.
Alam ako.
Oh.
Sumasagot.
Hindi ba ako?
Yung mga,
Baka di ka narinig. Baka di ka narinig.
Pero ito.
O tapos. Ikaw naman eh. Gumugulo ka eh.
Meron na naman ano yan eh.
Mayroon ka 80.
Ano na kaipit?
Ano nangyari?
O di, yun nga, sabi sa akin 5,000 daw.
Sinabihan ka talaga nun?
Oo.
O kita mo. Gusto na sa ano yan.
Walang mercy.
Fine.
Sabi ko mali. Ba't yung nagkaya ka ng ganyan rule?
Grabe.
Di ba,
Mindoro yun.
market yun eh. Eh, doon kasi, mabigat na din, maraming cotton. Doon kasi, parking time, meron parking lot to. Pero yung parking lot, ginamit doon sa stasyon ng mga jeep.
Ay, nako. Wala ka ng pwesto ron.
Ang pesto.
Pati may driver naman, di ba?
Oo nga, pero bawal.
Bawal eh kahit may driver.
Bawal.
Diba? Hawahan lang talaga eh.
Bawal, stress ng bayan.
Hindi kasi yung order ni Presidente sa DLG, nationwide eh.
Nationwide. Lahat.
Lahat ng
So,
mayor
dapat,
kailangan sumunod.
nag-implement ka doon, meron ng mga parking lot doon. Pinalis na muna din yung mga kano. At pwede naman magbayad eh. Eh, nandun yung mga jeep, nakaparada.
Hindi ko alam kung paano i-implement din sa Teachers Village yan kasi may sticker sila Hans eh. Tapos ngayon, bawal naman park doon.
Oo. Kasi
Babayad yan,
yung doon sa
sticker,
kanila,
ano?
pastor,
Oo.
1 to 15,
Oh.
kabila.
Oh, yan, dito rin ganun. Oh, sige.
Kabila.
Ganun din dito eh.
Halos lahat, pastor, ganun yan.
Halos lahat gano'n.
Quezon City.
One
Manila,
side.
wala yun.
Parking. Wala yun. Wala.
Lahat talaga.
Lahat yun. Lahat talaga.
Clear talaga.
Kaya luwag-luwag ngayon sa Divisoria.
Oo nga, low
Kaya
division.
nung duman ako doon, nag-expect ko, magiging slow down ako doon,
Oo.
magiging slow down.
Hindi.
Wala walang tindero sa bawat gilid. Wala rin sasakyan, naka-park.
May nadudulot na maganda ang paggaya. Pero kasi, kunyari, wala sa personalidad mo yun, wala sa paraan mo yun, tapos wala sa timing mo, sa panahon mo, kumbaga, pagka nagaya ka, gagawin mo lang kasi sinabi sa'yo. Pero paano kung may leading sa'yo Holy Spirit na bilang businessman, ito yung gagawin mo. Bilang teacher, ito yung parang ng pagtuturo. Bilang ama ng tahanan, ito magiging parang ng pagkapakita sa mga anak mo. Bilang pastor ng isang church, ganoon din. Eh, ang Holy Spirit, isa kami, kaya hindi pwede mag-conflict. So, meron na tayong bilang mga leader, ang iisipin mo na talaga, kung paano ko pinapangunahan yung binigay sa akin ng Panginoon na pangunahan. Kaya magandang pag-usapan. Magandang palipurin. Ang ginagawa,
Yung pagbabago. Kunwari, yung ako na-experience ko kasi na doon sa mga kamag-anak ko, yung CCP yun. Yung sistema dito sa Maynila ng UCCP, iba na ng sistema ng yung CCP sa probinsya.
Okay.
Kaya nang malaman nila na gano'n na sila, nag-trip na sila ng kanta,
Oh.
sumasayaw na, tapos puro ano na sila, may ano na sila, worship. Ang kanila hindi na hindals, worship song na mga
Okay.
ginagamit nila. Sabi doon ng mga sa probinsya, mga ano na daw, mga karnal,
Yeah,
mga,
karnal na agad.
ano na sila, compromiser, sumunod na doon sa kalakaran ng sistema ng nakakarami ng mga church sa Maynila at hindi na nga sila na-question
Oo.
kung magbabago.
Kasi baka pwedeng, baka pwedeng may katwiran yun. Kaya tatanong mo kung saan nanggagaling yung gano'n. Nanggaya lang ba itong taong ito? O talaga ba dinala siya ng Panginoon? Kasi may hirap yung isang araw bilang binago mo yung pamamaraan. Hindi man sa music, sa ibang paraan. Isang araw bilang binago mo itong, bakit saan galing yan?
Pero okay lang ba yun, Pastor? Hindi naman major doctrine yun.
Hindi naman sa hindi sa major yun o minor yun. No? Nandun yung sa pagtanggap ng tao, paano mo in-explain sa kanila, paano na-educate, paano tinanggap. Tapos syempre, ang pinakamaganda ron yung H leadership, yung humility. Na hindi porke bago sa pananaw ng ibang tao yung ginagawa mo, magyayabang ka. So again, nandun naman yun. Kaya checkin mo talaga yung paraan mo. Kasi baka naman talaga may pinagmamalaki ka lang. Di ba? So checkin mo rin yun. Baka hindi mo na ituro na maayos, kaya nagkaka-conflict yung mga tao. Parang ka lang gusto mong ipatupad, tapos sabay, dahil ako pastor dito, ang gagawa.
Dapat
Yeah.
may pasihan.
May basihan, may proseso. Tapos kahit na may basihan ka na, may proseso ka na, tinagad ng mga tao mo, practice nyo na, sinisira ka ng kabila, o anong tanggap mo doon? Ano masasabi ko, yan, nagharap-harap kayo.
Pero kung pinag-agrihan ng kongregasyon,
Oo.
walang conflict, okay lang. No?
Oo, pero again, body of Christ tayo eh. So pagka may palagay na ibang mga tao na natitisod sa ginagawa mo, di ba? Ano yung damdamin mo sa mga taong gano'n?
Kasi kami, Pastor, nung magkaroon kami nabago yung namin, yung sistema ng pag-awitan, naging
Praise and worship.
praise and worship na kami. Pero meron kasi sa amin, nag-donate ng drums.
Okay.
Kapitbahay ko, nag-abroad, iniwan sa akin yung drums.
O, di ba?
Sabi ko, kaysa iwan mo sa bahay ko, ipaalam natin kay Pastor, yung si Pastor Daniel.
Yan.
Pastor ko. Pumayag siya, nilagay namin doon.
Paggamit.
Hindi mo na tinanggap hindi mo tinanggap ng mga matatanda. Nilagay namin sa
Storage.
Storage.
Kwarto,
tapos 2 years.
2 years.
After 2 years, nilabas namin kasi yung mga young people nagsasuggest na magkaroon ng ganun praise and worship na. So, yung mga namin, biglang tinanggap nila na, ba't di natin gamitin sa
pumayag na rin.
worship service, praise and worship.
Pumayag na rin.
Pumayag na sila.
Pumayag pala.
Pero pinipili yung kanta.
Oo.
Yung mga menu lang na kanta na pang din, pang hindals. Hanggang sa ngayon, natanggap na. Din mo kami, dinis. Fellowship na. Promise lang, tsaka
Talaga.
kay Pastor Gala. Kasi grupo ng mga, grupo sila ng Bob Jones.
Kasi nga, hindi, kumbaga parang, paano mo tatanggapin yan kapag may mga ganyan kang kapag ang palagay mo, inggit lang kayo, yung ganong damdamin, hindi banda. Pero pag mag-uusap, dapat may pag-uusap para maunawaan nila na ito kami, ganyan kayo. Hindi naman kasi 2 taon po na sa storage yung drum namin. Di ba? Sabi ko pa, gamitin niya, dyan eh.
Tsaka ko doon sa paliwanag ni Pastor Rodi, yung sabi niya, ano bang malaga? Diba, yung sabi niya na doon siya nanggaling.
Oo.
Sabi niya, anong katibayan sa Biblia na bawal yung ganito?
Ayan.
Wala naman daw nakalagay. Pero sinabi niya, nung panahon, may mga ginagamit sa pag-awit sa Panginoon, yung harp, yung
Yung instrumento.
ng mga instrumento. Organ pa kasi,
Oo.
di ba bawal din dati. Pero sabi niya, wala naman sa Bible yan. Kasi yung organ niya na ginagamit dati sa mga sa mga mga taong masasama, ginamit na sa pag-worship sa Diyos. Kaya yun ang katibayan lang na. Yung sa amin din, pinagano din yun, pinagdibatihan sa amin. Hanggang sa na ipaliwanag ng maayos, tinanggap ng
Kailangan gano'n kasi. Kailangan gano'n damdamin. Para
Ano purpose.
para nagkakaunawan. Kasi katulad to, ang tanong dito ni Aaron McManus sa mo, how fully does our church share the attitude that there's all through our congregation? Baka. Himbaya ka, kundi out of accident, bigla na nag-donate, no? Ilan naman mag-donate ng drum, di ba? Kaya Jim, ano? Ilan mag-donate ng drum? Dinonate ka ng drum, eh, di ba? Tinutulog mo ng drum sa sa storage.
Ilang
Yun nga, eh. Kaya nga, it's a leadership again. It's a leadership issue kapag tutuloy mo, sige, anong chapter?
Chapter
Kasi ang klase ito, leadership class. Sa leadership class, ang ginagawa namin, we read books of leadership. Basa, liwanagin yung basa yun. Magandang basa ni Kuya Chito. Talagang maliwanag, talagang, di ba, basang-basa. Di ba? Intindi. Kasi parang kayo teacher, eh. Pagkatapos namin dito sa magbabasa kayo, susunod namin yung mga difficult words. Kanya, Kuya Chito, malady. Nabanggit yung malady, eh, no? Ang ibig sabihin ng malady, karamdaman. Ito yung malady yung nangyayari sa ating society ngayon. Yan. Ito yung karamdaman, yung malady.
Mayday.
Mayday. SOS.
We can't let caps define our potential.
Hmm.
We need to see beyond caps and see our true capacity before we can blow off our caps and expand our capacity. Charles Kurz, creator of Peanut comic strip, wrote, Schultz, life is like a 10-speed bike. Most of us have gears we never use. What he's saying is that most of us have capacity that is untapped. We have capacity that we're not even aware of it, but we can change that. Number 2, you can become aware of the possibilities that make you better. This is where I want us to spend the majority of our time in this chapter. I want us to focus on awareness. It requires awareness. Unfortunately, if you lack awareness, then you don't know that you are unaware. It's a blind spot. You don't know that you don't know. No. You can see that you are unable to see. That's a catch-22. My journey to self-awareness was simple, but it did take time. It began with others helping me become aware, and it took someone who did know to help me see it. This experience created a hunger in me to further develop my self-awareness. I began to wonder what else I was missing, what else didn't I know. I started wondering if there was something else out there for me. This chapter communicates the process I developed. I don't assume that I've arrived. I still keep asking myself, what am I missing? But hopefully, what I share with you will help you to become more self-aware, because that is essential to your reaching your capacity. Self-awareness is a powerful skill. It enables you to see yourself clearly. It informs your decision and helps you to weigh opportunities. It allows you to test your limits. It empowers you to understand other people. It makes partnership with others stronger. It allows you to maximize your strengths and minimize your weaknesses. It opens the door to greater capacity. Here are some things to think about as you work to become more aware of your possibilities. Attention, looking for what I need to know. In my book, Winning with People, I wrote about the lens principle, which says who are determines how we see us. In that book, my focus was on how our perspective colors our view of the world, other people, and life. But it's also true that who we are determines how we see ourselves. We naturally tend to see things as we have always seen them.
Yeah.
If we want to increase our capacity, we must see differently. We need to be willing to look at ourselves and our world in new ways. We need to pay attention and look for what we need to know. What stops people from reaching their capacity open is not lack of desire. It's usually lack of awareness. Unfortunately, people don't become self-aware accidentally. On top of that, there are factors that also work against us and prevent us from developing great self-awareness, such as excuses,
Yan.
success fantasies that are ungrounded in reality, talking without listening to others, unresolved negative emotions, habitual self-destruction, absence of personal reflection, unwillingness to pay the price to gain experience. Most people who have developed self-awareness have had to battle one or more of these factors to get where they are. They had to work very hard. It takes a desire to make self-awareness discoveries.
Mhm.
It takes discipline to look at yourself and reflect on your experiences.
Yan.
It takes maturity to ask others to help you with your blind spot. Become self-aware also requires help from other people who can see you more clearly than you can see yourselves. In the past, when I've worked with someone who was not self-aware, I followed a process to help them discover what they need to know about themselves. First, relationship. I start by building the relationship and letting them know they are important to me and that I want to help them. This gives them security and me credibility. Number two, exposure. Once I've done the relational groundwork, I try to help them understand how important self-awareness is. They need to realize that if they do not make self-awareness a priority, they're going to be stuck in life and will be unable to move forward. But if they can learn to see themselves more clearly and begin to determine their capacity, they have a path forward toward increased capacity and reaching their potential. Then I can begin revealing their strengths and weaknesses to them with as much encouragement as I can offer. Experiences. Most people need to be shown a way forward to develop greater self-awareness. I found that the best way is to put them in situation where they must acknowledge their weaknesses, utilize their strengths, learn from other leaders, and reflect on their experiences.
Mhm.
If I am their leader, I take responsibility for facilitating that. Number four is the question. Asking people questions help you to assess whether they are catching on and becoming more self-aware. Number five is review. The most critical step on in the awareness development process is a review of the result. Developing self-awareness is a process that takes time and repetition. Each time, a mentor or leader sits down with a person and give honest feedback.
Mhm.
If that feedback is well received, the person takes another important step in the process. Lastly, the repeat. The last thing I need to point out is that this is not a one-time process.
Okay.
To help people who are unaware, I must teach them repeatedly. Using this pattern, you can help an unaware person to begin develop self-awareness. But what if you are that unaware person? You need to find someone, a trusted friend, colleague, mentor, or family member who can help you, direct you, and provide you with repeated, honest feedback.
Mm.
Discernment, focusing on what I need to do. As you discover things about yourself, you must try to discern whether to focus your attention. You can't do everything. As the old proverb says, chase two rabbits and you will catch neither.
Mm.
As you As you make discoveries, you, where should you focus your attention? Where should you focus your attention? On your strength? Maybe you already know this. When we focus on our weaknesses, the best we can do is work our way up to average. Nobody pays for that. No successful person hires someone to do a merely adequate job. Successful people desire excellence. Excellence comes from focusing on your strength. Whatever you do well, try to do better. That's your greatest pathway forward to increase capacity. Later, we will look at the core capacities that all people possess and how you can develop yours. Intention. Acting on what I need to do. In my book, Intentional Living, I discuss the major differences between good intentions and intentional living. The former may make a person feel good, but it doesn't actually do anything positive for him or others. The K is action. We get result only when we take what we've learned and put it into action. When I was in my 20s, I became aware that I would have to become highly intentional about my personal growth if I was going to be able to make a difference in the world. So, I sat down and wrote out something that I called The Mundane Man. Here's how it went. Sad is that day for any man when he is absolutely satisfied with the life that he is living, thoughts that he is thinking, deeds that he is doing, until there ceases to be forever knocking on the door of his soul, a desire to do something greater for God and his fellow men. I wrote that because I never wanted to become mundane person. I believe none of us wants that. Yet, I think all of us could be in danger of becoming mundane. There is a natural downward pull that threatens to stop people from accepting the capacity challenge. We have to fight. We have to fight. We have to fight that inertia. You need to become aware that you are currently living below your potential. If you're going to do anything to improve, even if you've been a highly productive and successful person, you can improve. You can increase your capacity. You have more in you that you never tap. And there is path forward to greater potential if you're willing to take it. Number three, you can remove the caps from your capacity. The next step forward to increasing your capacity involves removing the caps that are holding you back. Have you ever heard or read about how elephants used to be trained? They could be made to stay in one place with only a small rope restricting them. That's incredible, considering that an adult male Asian elephant is 10 feet tall at the shoulder and weighs about 4 tons. What was the secret? When an elephant was very young and weighed only several hundreds pounds, it was restricted by having a chain lashed to its leg and connected to a tree or deep stake. When the animal tried to move away and learned that it could not break the chain, it limited itself. It believed that whatever restriction was put on it, even a rope it could have easily broken, was more powerful than it was. People are like those elephants. We often believe that some of the restrictions we may have experienced earlier in life are permanent, or we've been told we have limitations that we actually don't possess. And these things are keeping us from taking the journey in life that we long for. These are the chains we need to break. Awareness changes everything. As soon as we become aware that some of our limitations are artificial limitations, we can begin to overcome many of them. We can blow off these caps, which opens the way for growth. I'll talk more about this later in the book. If it ain't broke, break it. Robert Kriegel and Louis Butler write, we don't have a clue as to what people's limits are. All the tests, stopwatches, and finish line in the world can't measure human potential. When someone is pursuing their dream, they will go far beyond what seem to be their limitations. The potential that exists within us is limitless and largely untapped. The process begins with developing awareness of the caps that are restricting you. Number 4, you can develop the capacities you already possess. Everyone has capacities that are based on their natural talents. Some of them require very specific abilities, such as those found in symphony musicians, professional athletes, and great artists. Others are more general in nature and rely on multiple skills sets. In this book, I identify and examine 7 of these capacities. Ito na yan. Number 1, energy capacity. It is your ability to push on physically. Number 2, emotional capacity. Your ability to manage your emotion. Number 3, thinking capacity. It is your ability to think effectively. Number 4, people capacity. Your ability to build relationships. Number 5, creative capacity. It is your ability to see options and find answers. 6, production capacity. Your ability to accomplish results. And lastly, leadership capacity is your ability to live and lead others. I will teach you how to maximize the level of talents you have so that you can increase your capacity in each of these areas. Number 5, you can make choices that maximize your possibilities. Choices. You also have other capacities that rely more on your choices. While it is true that talent is still it is less important in these areas. I want to help you identify the choices you can make to increase your capacity. Responsibility capacity. Your choice to take charge of your life. Character capacity. Your choices based on good values. Abundance capacity. Your choice to believe there's more than enough. Discipline capacity. Your choice to focus now and follow through. Intentional capacity. It is your choice to deliberately pursue significance. Attitude capacity. Your choice to be positive regardless of circumstances. Risk capacity. Your choice to get out of your comfort zone. Spiritual capacity. Your choice to strengthen your faith. Growth capacity. Your choice to focus on how far you can go. And partner capacity. Your choice to collaborate with others. I'll teach you how to increase your capacity in these areas too. When you pair the development of your capacities with the maximization of your choices, you start to develop personal momentum toward your potential momentum.
Dalawang page na.
Momentum is not a result of one push. It is the result of many continual pushes.
7 doon. 7 si Sandy. 7 doon. Ha? Post. Si Denise, section lang. Section lang sa Roosevelt. Okay na ba? Okay. Sige po. Sige dad. 7 yun, 7. 7 dapat kasi 9 sa Teresa.
Itong Navy.
Ang tatanong mo.
Navy SEAL.
Apo. Okay, Dad.
Recently, I came across
Sige po. Thank you, Dad.
told story
Bye.
told
Apa.
Jesse Isler.
Bye.
There's limitation.
Sarap kasi magbasa nito, kaya...
Oo, kaya
Ganun ba yun?
May background.
Nakatay po ng... Oh.
Wala na, capacity.
Wala na
capacity makinig.
Grabe, sarap ng ano, no? Grabe.
Pakiulit daw.
Tinatanong
Kailangan mo ng ano eh.
Tama.
Kailangan mo ng vitamin C.
Vitamin C.
Tuloy ko na.
Naintindihan ba natin yung gusto niya, no? John Max? Hindi. Ang matindi nito, mga lecturer natin, bibigat, no? Sino yung teacher mo doon? John Maxwell.
John Maxwell.
John Maxwell. Rick Warren. Oh, yan. May Macmanus. Marami pa tayong mga ano eh. May tanong na ako kagad dito kasi capacity pinag-usapan natin yung hangganan, ano? Hanggang saan ang magagawa mo. Diba? At ang goal ni John Maxwell, may challenge tayo na hindi tayo masiyahan lang dun sa nangyayari sa buhay natin. Yun ang malimita. Kaya ang tanong ko niya, nung sinabi niyang awareness, I'm sorry, yung nabigay siya ng illustration tungkol sa 10-speed bike. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Ba't nyo dun initulad yung...
Yung meaning kasi ng 10-speed bike, ang perception ng tao, wala na siyang, yun lang ang capacity niya. Without knowing, kasi hindi siya aware, na meron pa pala siyang naka-reserve ng mga gear na marami pa. So, ang tinatakbo niya, 1 or 2 gear lang.
Okay.
Without awareness, na meron pa pala siyang hanggang 5 or 6 gears na pwedeng bumilis pa. Hindi niya alam yun. Kaya yun ang example ng tao na minsan hindi niya alam na meron pa pala siya.
Nagbisikleta ka ba?
Opo, basta.
Nung bata-bata ako, nagbisikleta ako niya. Hindi naman 10 speed, no? Sobrang bilis naman.
Bilis na yun.
Pero naiintindihan mo yung prinsipyo niya, no? Na i-change mo yung gear nun.
Tataas.
Di ba? Para
Bumilis.
bumilis, oh. So
isang
mangyari.
padjak lang, mabilis na yun.
Oo.
Change gear.
Yung kanyang tawag yun? Kadena, nakakabit sa ngipin yun. Nagbabago. Di ba? So,
Switch.
Switch. So, kunyari, yung bike mo, 10 speed nga, sabi nga niya, baka ginagamit mo hanggang 2, hanggang 3 speed.
Kuya, may bike yan.
May bike yan.
Oo,
Ilang speed yun?
wala. Yung
Yung bike.
bike mo kaya, yung speed. Bike 7 yata.
7 speed. Hindi mo nagigamit ng todo yon kasi nasa Metro Manila ka
Traffic. Mangingilag ka.
o mangingilan ka. Pero kapag may pagkakataon, kung 7 speed, di kumbaga, iyan mo yun. Gamitin mo lahat, no? Yun pala ibig sabihin 10 speed bike yan. Chito, anong tanong mo?
Kasi yung yung improve, paano ma-improve niya yung potential niya sa gusto niya ma-improve sa capacity niya. Anong sinasabi niya? Paano siya
Paano ma-improve?
yung potential niya?
Huwag mong isipin na may capacity ka. Go beyond. Huwag kang masayahan. You need to look another, Baga, meron sa dyan yung example na yung bata na gusto makita yung kabilang pader, hindi niya makita, gumawa siya ng paraan. Tinapon niya yung cup niya, tinapon niya sa likod ng pader. Para makita niya lang yung likod ng pader. Kaya dahil tinapon niya, kailangan niya kunin niyo. Kaya nakita niya, inakyat niya. So yun ang example ng dahil na meron kang pader dyan, hindi mo na gustong makita dahil nalimitahan ka ng pader na yan. So, ano gagawin? So, wag mo daw tingnan yung capacity na di mo makakayanan. Pangalawang example, yung si Ford, nag-assemble siya ng sasakyan na nakalagay din dyan. In-assemble yung kwarto. Nabuo niya. Ang problema niya ngayon, paano ba ilabas? Kasi, pinto or kailangan, paano, hindi na. Pag tumigil siya doon, wala, hindi ko na mailabas eh. So, ang ginawa ni Ford, giniba niya yung pader. Hindi siya nagpalimit doon sa problema ng pader na yun. Huwag tayo malimit doon sa pader.
Kasi mahalaga yung lumabas yung ano eh. Kasi pag hindi lumabas yun, hindi makita ng buong mundo yung Ford na nasakyan. So, giniba niya, Pader.
Hindi ba niya?
Ang giniba niya, hindi yung Ford sasakyan.
Kasi wala.
Di ba?
Mahirap buuin yun.
Mayabok yun. Nabuo mo na eh. Di, ang gibayin mo, yung Pader. Pero kailangan talaga may gibayin para hindi ka mapigil.
Parang hindi ka mapigilan sa pag yung capacity.
Ano pa rin nyo? Okay ba yan? Okay ba?
So you have to be aware that you have an extra unlimited.
Meron namang meron namang
Unlimited, oh.
meron namang
Don't be
capacity.
content.
Yan.
Yun.
Doon sa nangyayari sa'yo ngayon. Tama. Wala tayong malimitahan sa nangyayari sa atin ngayon.
Whatever situation, kailangan. Kung gusto mo, akyatin mo.
Nagbagay siya ng term na, yung difficult term niya, binigay niya catch-22.
Hindi ko rin palimbas na.
Ang catch-22 kasi ginamit niya sa World War II. Na ginawang movie, yung World War II eksena na yun, na parang lumaban sila dun sa, may rules eh. May rules. So, hanggang dyan ka lang. Lumaban sila dun sa rules na yun that it called for duty. So, anong nangyari? Yung rules na nilagay mo sa sarili mo, nilabanan mo, nilabag mo. Bakit ka mo? Eh, tinawag ng pangangailangan eh. Yun ang catch-22. So, if you are caught into fulfilling the rules, tapos merong tawag ng pangangailangan, kailangan mong basahin yung rule na yun. Yun yung catch-22. So, naging term siya na parang 22nd rule yata yung kung ano nagkakamali nang binrake nila nung World War II. Kaya meron nanalo sila sa labanan na yun. So, parang catch-22, you find yourself breaking the rules that you made dahil tinawag ka ng pagkakataon ng oras na yan. Catch-22. Yung maganda sabi niya kanina, chasing two rabbits. If you chase two rabbits, you will neither catch. Parang mabilis eh. Habol mo parang yun. So, dapat isang rabbit lang.
Focus ka dapat.
Yeah. Totok, yun yung sabihin niya.
Saka, yung emotion, na kailangan na ma-manage mo yung emotion mo. So, yung emotion, dapat
May
yung
emotion.
maging emotional na.
Oo nga, may binigyan na emotion dito eh. Hindi ka dapat kasi minsan yun na dahil ba't napipigilan tayo.
Pigilan ka, na ano yung capacity mo na ma-reach out yun.
Takot ka, may kahinaan ka, yun, sarap naman.
Excuses.
Oo,
Maraming
excuses.
excuse.
Emotion yan.
Oo.
Kaya hindi ka tuloy
Hindi mo
matuluyan. Napanghihinaan ka na loob. Ganda yan, emotion. Okay ba personally? Okay, no? Ganda, no?
Maganda ang mga principles.
Salamat, John Maxwell.
Principal natin.
Principal.
Principal.
Siya pa babasahin ko huling-huli. Kasi magaling magbasa English. Ano, walang antukin pag ito nagbasa.
Ayun, maganda.
Walang aantukin.
Wala. Oo. Gen Z.
Wala na makakatulog.
Di ba, meron?
Wala na makakatulog.
Wala mga
Antok na wala na.
Tula, may pigit na.
baby boomers. Di ba? Ang baby boomers, yung mula World War II hanggang mga 1960s, 70s, Gen X.
Nasaan ka?
Gen Z.
Di ba? Tapos sumunod dyan, millennials. Kaya ngayon, ang edad ng millennials yung mga 25 yata ang pinakabata. 24, 23 hanggang mga 18, 17, post-millennial. Tapos meron tayong Gen Z. Tapos meron tayong Alpha. Yung papanganak pa lang ito, Alpha. Itong Gen Z na yan. Kasi mga Gen Z buhay na ngayon, may mali na sila at work. Gen Z at work. David Stillman and Jonah Stillman magkasawa sa How the Next Generation is Transforming the Workplace. Ito, ang gusto kong basahin ni Nanette, ilang pages na din sa ano.
Joke ito na ng joke.
Principal. Yan, makinig ka sa pastor, oh. Oo.
Ang title ng chapter,
Yun, digital.
Digital.
Oo.
Yan.
Ano yung
I-explain
sabihin
ng...
ng digital?
Oh, ito, ibabalik pa rin tanong.
Ikaw, sa'yo.
Digital.
Ano? ano?
Parang digital ah.
Oo,
Digital.
actually, yung
Digital.
yan.
Digital.
Malalaman niya pagka binasa.
Digital.
Take those, ha?
Hello. Dad, why are you shouting? Can you hear me? Eh, I'm talking on my Apple Watch. This is so cool. Dad, you must be holding your wrist a millimeter from your face. Put your wrist down and just talk. How was your day? You're still shouting. Put the wrist down and just talk. I couldn't believe I was talking the phone through my watch. It was crazy, of course. My instinct was to hold it up to my mouth. Why would it feel natural for me to just talk with my watch, phone at my side? But to Jonah, it was beyond natural. In fact, it wasn't a big deal at all. Gen Z lives in a new world because of rapid advances in technology, the barriers between physical and digital have been eliminated. We call it digital.
Yun.
Sasabi
Masabi na. Alam na.
Alam na.
Pwede pa ulit yun. Pwede pa ulit yun.
Ulit. Maganda mo kayo. Gusto mo basa?
Ayaw ko ulitin.
Hindi.
Oh, yung digital.
Sama.
Digital.
Today. You. Digital po ang meaning.
Apo.
Okay. In a new world where because of rapid advances in technology, the barriers between physical and digital
Yun.
have been eliminated.
Physical, digital. Kasi tayong mga nasa Gen X pa, physical. Ang mga bata ngayon, digital na. Kumbaga sila ay cyber, netizen.
So, eliminated na yung dalawa. Yun ang digital.
Kasama sila.
Kasama.
Kasama sila sa generation.
Hanggang saan ba basa?
Sige lang. Hanggang nagaling na lang. Hanggang hindi kami naantok.
Today. Ako yung naanto. Ito naman, no? Today you can buy at the store. You can write and send a handwritten note or type and send an email. You can work in the office or dial in remotely. And so on. It's great to have options, but they have also sparked many debates.
Yan.
Typically, the goal in these debates have always been to figure out what solution is best. Is it physical or is it digital? The big shift with Gen Z is that we don't see a line at all. What is there to debate? Let's get digital. Kala ko physical.
Kanta yun, di ba? Parang
Let's
natin.
get digital. If you look at how my generation has grown up, technology and connectivity are not things we have had to come to accept. They are part of everyday living, things that we just expect. I did find it amusing listening to my dad tell me how when he was young, if he wanted to go online, he would have to hunt down something called an internet cafe. Even crazier is that he would pay to use someone else's computer. For my generation, logging on has always meant simply reaching into our pocket for a phone
Yeah.
or glancing down at the watch before we know it. Connecting will mean looking through eyeglasses. According to Pew Research in 1995, when the first Gen Z was born, only in 14% of US adults had access to the internet. By 2014, that number was 87%.
Wow.
Gen Z has always been connected. More than just connectivity, it's staggering to look at all the digital tools available to them. Consider this, the other generation can remember one, maybe two, big technological advancement during their formative years. My generation just assumes a big one happens at least every year. Just look at the timeline. 1993, first smartphone was released from IBM and was called Simon. 2000, the first all-in-one device called a smartphone debuts.
Debuts.
2004, Skype launches. Ay, 2003 pala, sorry. 2004, favorite me joke. Facebook launches. 2005, first YouTube
Andiyan ba sa book
video. Opo. First video debuts.
YouTube.
Debuts. 2006,
Andiyan siya.
Twitter launches
Favorite
and
news.
texting is popularized.
Yeah.
Okay. 2007, Apple introduces iPhone. 2008, iPhone App Store opens. 2010, iPad debuts. 2012, iPads go mainstream and start being used in schools. 2015, Apple Watch debuts.
50 pala.
My generation has only known a world where for every physical element there is typically a digital equivalent. And it's not an either or world for us. It's the magical union of both. We cannot overstate how natural it is for Generation Z to live in a digital world and just how different that world is. Think about getting direction to somewhere. We all use maps. However, for previous generation, maps were for figuring out which roads were available for you to get to a destination. You would pick the best and fastest way based on your desire to drive highways or side streets. As for how long it would take you to get your destination, it was a calculated guess. For Gen Z in the digital world, we have only had GPS. We still use maps, but through in real-time applications, we also get to see traffic patterns and how people are using the different roads at that exact minute. There is no guessing needed for how long it takes since you get up to the minute calculations of your arrival time. Growing up navigating with GPS, it never occurred to me to use a map that you fold up and keep in the glove box. But that's what my dad always used, considering how navigationally impaired he is. It's really amazing he made it around the world in his 20s. It's not that the other generation don't know how to live in a digital world, and of course they love to use GPS just as much. It's that Gen Z knows no other world. Again, we don't see a clear line between the physical and digital since that suggests they might work against each other. Think about retail. The other generations remember what a big deal it was for brick and mortar businesses to have an online presence. The big debate was whether e-commerce would help or hurt their sales. My generation can't imagine a battle between brick and mortar and online since we see them as one and the same. In fact, Gen Z is witnessing brands that started in the e-commerce world now start to build brick and mortar. Many would assume that my generation just wants to log on and shop. However, our study uncovered that 44% of Gen Z would rather shop in store than online. We like to touch and feel a product, and for a generation with short attention spans. We don't have to wait even a day to get the product if we are willing to go to the store to get it ourselves. That said, for Gen Z, whether you add to your cart in a grocery store or on Amazon.com, it has never mattered. Warby Parker is a great example of digital playing out in the marketplace today. They started as an e-commerce business selling eyewear. Their founders saw an opportunity to disrupt the eyewear industry and how glasses were sold. They knew that only 1% of eyewear was sold online and were able to leverage the efficiencies of e-commerce by not having rent or physical locations. They had a centralized distribution model and a home try-on program. It was simple. You would order 5 frames that they would send you in the mail to try on. You would then pick one, order it, and send it back. It worked, said co-founder and co-CEO Dave Gilboa. We were featured in GQ and were called the Netflix of eyewear. However, as much as we could learn about our customers from Google Analytics, nothing beat hearing from our customers face to face. When we dedicated a small portion of our New York office to retail, suddenly there were hundreds coming to the office every day. We knew we had to expand our model. Warby Parker started with pop-up shops for 18 months and eventually opened their first permanent retail location in the Soho section of Manhattan. What to learn, explained Gilboa. was that our consumers had a relationship with our brand,
Mm.
not a particular channel. Our customer journey includes multiple touch points. For example, a customer could read about us online. Then, when they are out and about, they could look us up on their phone and walk into our store to try some glasses on. Then they go home and order a pair online.
Mm.
Most would say it was an online purchase. We don't make the distinction because our customers, especially the younger generation, don't see the difference. The physical and digital worlds not only work together, but ultimately, if done right, are one and the same.
Mm.
The problem is that most businesses are not as forward thinking as brands like Warby Parker. In fact, most are still stuck trying to make a distinction between physical and digital.
Mm.
When digital shows up at the office, Jonah, where were you? What do
Mm.
you mean? Why weren't you at the meeting? I was.
Yeah.
Showing up on Skype is not being at the meeting.
Diba?
Sure it is. The client was fine with it. Why aren't you? Let me back up. We finally landed a meeting with an HR executive that would open doors to companies for case studies and research on Gen Z and ideally bring us into speak on the topic. I explained to Jonah what a great opportunity this was for us and especially for him to network. I was especially excited that I made the meeting for late in the afternoon after
Mm.
school so that he could attend. Yes, my dad was very excited. I looked up the woman on LinkedIn and saw just how connected she was.
Mhm.
He must have told me 1,000 times that we had to really dazzle her with our cutting edge research and approach since she gets to see new stuff all the time.
Mhm.
As for his pride in making the meeting late in the day, I'm not sure how groundbreaking that is, but I smiled and gave him the thumbs up. Now I will admit that all I gave Jonah was the name of the client. I assume he would just enter it into his phone and know where to meet
Mm.
me. I got to the client's office and before I could even take off my coat, she said, "Wow, that son of yours sure is charming.
Mm.
I can't believe he's only 16 years old. I can see why you want him to be the voice of his generation." I was impressed that he was not only on time but indeed beat me to the meeting. I
Mhm.
was even a little annoyed knowing the jabbing he would give me for being late. We walked down the hall into an empty conference room, at which point I asked, "Where's Jonah?"
Mm.
She said, "Oh, he is joining us via Skype," and proceeded to wave at her laptop on the table. I kid you not, my jaw was resting on my chest. I slowly turned to see Jonah waving back. Okay, I was mad. No, he was really mad and was not sure why. In the end, the meeting went great and she even hired us to present at their spring meeting. He never said I had to drive downtown to the meeting.
Mm.
He just said that he made it late in the day so I could be there. Which again I was, and for the record, she was pretty impressed with our use of technology, which took care of his other criteria that we stand out from the crowd. I did nothing wrong, and if you ask me, made an impressive effort, not to mention impression. We saw this so differently. I will admit Jonah was right. The meeting did go well and we landed a big project. However, in my eyes, it was a risky move.
Mm.
I spent a lot of time landing the meeting and showing up on Skype could have really backfired. I saw him as almost lazy for not wanting to drive downtown to a
Mm.
meeting. And in my eyes, I didn't see any risk at all. In fact, I saw it as being efficient and cutting edge. My dad also needs to give me credit. I called in advance and tested it and had the connection not work. I would of course have been there in person. If that's if that's that hard for us to navigate a simple meeting in the digital world, how are we ever going to figure out how to work together? Catching up in the workplace. Embracing any digital option has not exactly been an easy or fast process in the workplace. What Zer doesn't remember in the 1990s banging their head against the wall trying to convince leaders to allow employees access to the internet. All the conversations around how distracting the internet would become and how access would have seen as an employee benefit that would be monitored. It took a little time for leaders to actually understand that it was a benefit to the organization.
Yeah.
It was the same thing for the millennials, only this time they weren't banging their heads against the wall for access to the internet. It was social media. Endless discussion of how Facebook was distraction at work, according to Robert Half, technology and IT staffing firm. In 2009, 54% of US companies said they had banned workers from using social networking sites like Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and MySpace while on the job. It took 6 years for companies to catch on, and by 2015, most had full-time resources dedicated to social media strategies to reach the outside world. Where it was once considered a distraction, Facebook was unveiled Facebook at Work, which lets businesses create their own internal social networks. My generation can't imagine a day where you couldn't log on to Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, LinkedIn, and more. It also feels strange that it is groundbreaking for a company to have an internal network that allows the sharing of information and the ability to build relationships and collaborate on a closed social platform. I've been doing this since I assembled my first group at the age of 12. On one hand, Gen Z might just be too far ahead for companies to catch up. Yet on the other, they might just be the perfect solution and the ones to lead the way.
Tama. Okay na yun. Okay na yun. Nagigets yung ano, no? Ganda, no? Makes sense. Na dati-dati, distraction yung mga social media. Ngayon, na tagpo nila, pwede ba na maging device? Pwede maging paraan para magamit na ma-promote yung produkto.
Sales.
Oh, sales.
Facebook, ang dami nagsisales.
Di ba? Paano mo gagamitin yun, di ba? At lahat tayo, ginagamit natin sa iba't ibang paraan.
Actually, sorry, yung ano nga, sa mga kamag-anak, nagkakaroon tayo ng create na, nagkikreate tayo ng group.
Group, o yan.
Chat eh.
Galing.
Di ba? Nagkita-kita yung mga hindi nakikita-kita.
Sinabi nung na libro, nagkakaroon ng internal group through the social media na ang pagpapasa ng information mabilis. Hindi email. Kasi no, dati email mo, copy furnish. Sisend mo pa yun.
Matindi nga yung telegrama pa dati.
Oh, yun na. Pwede ako matalas ka. Pero nakita yung source of digital. Hindi siya fully digital kasi you're still talking to a human being. Pero sinasabi na dito, ang gusto pa rin ng mga Gen Z, hindi pa rin talaga totally robot. Ang para sa kanila, gusto pa rin makita ng damdamin sa trabaho nila. Kaya physical and digital together. Meron na ngayon si Sophia, unang-unang unang-unang robot, Sophia, na ang gumawa sa kanya ay, sino gumawa sa kanya?
Yung ba yung Japanese?
Japanese ba gumawa sa kanya?
Yan na sa...
Ang alam ko, ang Saudi Arabia, ang nag-declare sa kanya unang-unang citizen na robot ng Saudi. Si Sophia. Yun, hindi tao yun. Fully digital yun. Pero ang digital, meron pa rin component na tao yung ginagamit o yung gumagamit. Pero may paggamit ng digitalism. Di ba? Kaya una, hindi natin may iwasan yan. Kaya kailangan Gen Z title, no? Gen Z talaga at work. How the next generation transforms the workplace. So, ang workplace na to, it could mean your business, your school, your home, your church, kahit ano yun. Yung iniikutan mo. So, paano natin nasakyan itong leadership naman tayo. Sana rin ko for leadership. Ano pwede itanong doon, maliban sa mga binigyan niya kanina? Pwede itanong dito ang e-commerce pa rin simula sa salamin, ayon sa kanya, pagbibenta ng salamin. Ilan lang kumikita ngayon na nagbibenta sa Facebook, di ba?
No.
May Facebook market na marketing na
Marketplace.
Punta ka sa marketplace sa Facebook, tayo bibenta.
Ako nakikita ko dyan, Pastor, yung advance privilege dun sa ministry. Yung madaling mag-connect sa mga member.
Oo, yun. Isa pa yun, di ba? Kung magamit mo yung tool na yun, bakit hindi?
In a right way.
Merong isang na website, Church Marketing University. Yung sa Facebook yan para may kaugnayan sa sabi ni Pastor Chito. Itong Church Marketing University sa Facebook. Ano ito? Yung Church Marketing University. Yan. Interesting. Ito discussion na ito. Ito dalawa to. Noong July 17 pa. Pero
the church is not known for being good at social media. And I think pastors and church leaders are frustrated because they're like, well, we're posting all this stuff and nothing's working. So this is like to give us, why aren't churches effective when it comes to social media? Many reasons. Stop having, because I think they're trying to manage their social media, and that's not what you do with social media. If you have a social media manager, you've made the wrong move in a church. I'm sorry, there's probably a few people. I'm sorry if you get fired after this. Call me. You need a social media mentor. That's kind of what I go to, like, Ephesians 4. Like, so one of the things that we would say in like sales is that sales is everybody's job. Like the receptionist, like they need to know, like everybody's excited, everybody knows what it. Social media is everybody's job on staff. Because I need you to think differently about it. And I had this aha moment while I did a talk in Kenya this last January with it was like the top 100 like young business leaders in Kenya. And I used an example of church and I said, see, the problem is some of you, if you have 100 people in an audience, you think you're speaking to those 100 people. You're not. You're speaking through those 100 people. Whether there was social media or not, the principle is whoever shows up Sunday morning, you gotta stop thinking that you're speaking to them, and you gotta start thinking you're speaking through them. Which, whether there was technology or not, that's the idea, is that you're trying to speak through them so that then carry those conversations.
sinabi nito ay pagdating sa simbahan, pinapatay yung cellphone. Di ba? Hindi kasi sabihin tama yan, mali yan. Sasabi ko lang, ito yung pag-iisip ng Gen Z. Na sabi ng pastor, pakiinom sa screen yan, pakipatay yung cellphone, pakisilent, yan, para wala kang distraction. Kasi sabi nito, ba't mo gagawin yun? Sinasabi niya. Hindi sabi tama o mali Sabi niya, ang bawat nakikinig sa'yo ay mayroong 600 connections. Sabi nito. 600. So kung meron kang katapat na 50 tao, ang potential mong mapagdalahan ng mensahe, times 600, 30,000. Ang potential, maximum. Iba again for that. Ang kaya sasabi niya, bakit mo siya shut down yung Facebook? Parang yun sabi niya. Sa dulo niya, mahaba kasi. Pero very interesting yan. Sinusundan ko ng Church Marketing University. Kasi very interesting yung pag-iisip nila. Hindi ko sabi tama o mali Sabi ko lang, may mga nag-iisip ng ganyan lang yan. Mahaba kasi yan 20-something minutes. And sabi niya, ang dapat mong, ang sinabi sa dulo, I may be wrong, sabi niya. Pero baka lang. Ang dahilan kung bakit pinapapatay ng mga pastor yung cellphone nila sa mga tao. Kasi naboboring yung mga tao sa preaching niya. kaya tuloy, Nakita mo?
Mayroong ganun.
Why
So,
not?
Sabi niya, bilang pastor, teacher, preach, ako naman, di ba? Nasa iyo challenge, wala sa tao. Huwag mong i-impose sa tao yung dapat i-impose mo sa sarili mo. Galing mo mag-preach. Sabi niya. Galing, huwag ka maging boring. Di ba? So, ang mangyari ngayon ito. Kapag ka hindi ka boring, makikita mong ano yung mga tao, ito-Facebook live ka pa. Nakita niyo? Ang contact ko 600. Ilang friends mo?
Basta 400.
400, ikaw. Ilang friends mo? 180. Ilan? 180 lang yan? Sigurado ka? O, pili ka sa 200. Hindi ikaw lang. Ang friends mo. Pero average siya, sasabi 600. Ang friends. Ako kasi 5,000 dalawa. Akin, 5,000. 3,800. So, nakita mo yun. Kapag ka interesado yung tao, ibibideo pa yung ano mo. So, yun para sa kanya ngayon.
Oo, mayroon pa ako, may may Google account at saka ano pa ako yung katulad anniversary namin, na-post ko yun sa sa Google account ko at saka
Google. Ano yung Hangouts?
yung yung kanta,
All
yung
on social media. Sige, Jimmy, nakuha yung attention niya.
Oh,
Attention.
Oo, kita mo?
Lumapit pa ganun eh. Parang sasapaling ng umayos ka. Talaga? Umayos ka.
Nakita mo?
Si Brother Tan, nakatulog sa'yo. Gising na gising na.
Principal eh. Ba't talagang
Principal.
Oo,
Principal kasi.
katuwiran may katuwiran din siya.
Di ba, no?
Oo.
O again, leadership na naman yan.
Leadership.
Di ba, no? Kaya maganda mga libro eh. Maganda mga libro. Kaya nga sabi ko, paraan ng learning natin sa leadership class na to, hindi ko tuturo sa inyo kung mga sa libro to, kaya babasa. Tapos, pag-usapan natin. Ano yung difficult words. So tuloy, ang learning.
Mas ma-develop, madaling matandaan.
Oo.
Naglalaro sa isip mo yung
Kasi, ang sumunod to, mga pinag-isipan talaga ng sinunod nila eh. Bagay rin printing ganito, di ba? Hindi naman natin kasi ugali magbasa ng libro. At least dito man lang, napipili na tayo magbasa ng libro. Out loud. O, di ikaw, pagka narinig mo yung no limits na Maxwell. Ako, nabasa ko na yan. Merong idea.
matandaan mo eh.
Sabi ko sa isa, di ba basa siya ng libro, back to back. Front to cover daw eh. Mula rin ito pinabasa. Basta binasa to. Nabasa niya yung
Cover to
Back
cover.
to back.
yung isa naman, inuunan yung libro. Lord, sana yung mga nakasunod dito. Pasok na sa isip ko. Mahalagang magbasa ng libro. Kaya sabi ko, teaching and learning yan dito, hindi tuturo sa inyo. Kasi pwede ko turo sa inyo yung mga nabasa ko rin. Pero maganda kayo gusto magbasa para kayo tarangin.
Exciting.
Leadership na eh. Di ba?
Oo.
Yan. Okay. Ano nga sabi natin next week? Meron ka na ba nito? Wala pa. Ito, subukan ko na to.
Di ba po pastor eh?
Medyo mahirap ng konting intindihin to, pero masarap.
Sige,
What is
pastor,
personality?
naisip ko naman yan.
Maganda siyang basahin. Bagalan mo lang ang pagbabasa sa sarili mo. Pero masarap siya.
Study of knowledge.
Diba? May libro ka na? Wala pa pa sa Chito, wala ka pa? Ito, papasok sa iyo. Ito. The New Thinking on Leadership. Maganda itong libro to.
Thinking, leadership.
Lipat ka na dito next week. no?
Oo.
Lipat ka na dito.
Iba talaga pag may principal kami dito.
Oo.
Pauso na ni Jobe.
Para
Sipal ka dyan, Jobe.
pang ano ka namin dito eh.
Pang highlights.
Pang
Panggulo.
highlights.
Tapos nandito si Pastor Jimmy. Kayo dalawa
Is leadership the enemy of the people? Is leadership the enemy of the people? Maganda to?
enemy of the people o enemy of the member.
Yun ang enemy of the people. Enemy of the people. Maganda yan. Maganda to. So, next week ulit. Tapos, kapag gusto yung puntahan ng Church Marketing University Facebook namin. Available yan, Church Marketing University. Marami silang ideya na gusto ko. Tapos marami rin ideya na, alam mo yun, maitatanong mo sa sarili mo muna. May katwiran ba yun? May ganun eh.